Hi guys, so welcome to a quick yoga flow session. Now in this session there's going to be downward dogs and planks, so it's a little bit more intermediate than it is beginner, but I will give you aggressions and at any point you can just drop back into a rest position and take a break. So we're just going to start off in a cross-legged position. You're just going to have your hands on your knees and just lengthen your spine and begin to bring your attention to your breath. So I want you to slow down your breath but also extend your breath at the same time. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Let's do it together. So as you inhale, start to think about really inflating that lower belly. And then just exhale. Nice and slowly. Inhale, let's go for 4 counts. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't do it in count, so I'm just doing it for you. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, really think about inflating from the waistline as well. So we're really filling the body with oxygen, ready to move. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, just bring your hands together and just clasp the fingers and start to just rotate the hands, just warming up the wrists. And then just release and start to do some finger waves. So again, just moving all the fingers individually. Take that to the wrists, so then start to rotate the wrists at the same time. You should feel this a little bit in your forearms, just waking up all the smaller joints. And then from here, you're just going to take your left hand out to the side, have the palm facing down towards the mat, and you're just going to rotate up towards the ceiling. So you'll notice that the shoulder is now starting to rotate and then go back down towards the floor, but keep going so you get the shoulder fully rotating internally. And then make a loop of that movement. So the palm is going up to the ceiling and then all the way around, but then past, not just facing the floor, you're going to go back to facing the ceiling again. Do that a couple more times on this side. And then you're going to take the opposite elbow down to the floor and then just reach overhead to the right side, but think about reaching up towards the ceiling. So we're not dropping down, you're keeping some length through the side of the body. So again, just really stretching out from the hips. And then just release and take it to the other side. So extend the arm first. We're going to have palm facing down, then rotate it up to the ceiling, then back down, but then keep going all the way around back to the ceiling so you get that nice shoulder rotation. Just keep making a loop of that movement. And then we're going to take it over to the side. So left elbow goes down and then you reach over to the left side. Have we got that right? I don't know. You get the picture. And again, reach up towards the ceiling. Think about lengthening right from the hip. And then from here, you're just going to take the hands forward. So first of all, with the hands flat on the floor, you're just going to creep them away from the body and really just feel a nice stretch in the lower back and the hips. Just wiggle your hips around a little bit here, start to get them moving. And then again, bring the attention to the breath. So you're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're just going to walk a little bit further with those hands. Inhale, exhale, and just creep the fingers a little bit further. Relax the head and neck. Try and keep the head neutral so you're not straining in the neck. And then just walk back towards the body. Just spin around onto all fours. So in this position, check your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, about hip width apart. And from here, you're just going to start to, as you inhale, arch the back up towards the ceiling. So inhale, lift the back. Think about creating space between the vertebrae. Chin is going towards the chest. And as you exhale, you're going to go back to that neutral position, but then lift the chest. So now creating a dip in the spine and just looking forward. So again, just feeling a nice stretch across the abdomen. Inhale, go back to that first position. So arch the back up towards the ceiling. This is known as cat-cow. And then as you exhale, again, lift the head, lift the chest, and really feel that stretch in the abdomen, dip in the lower back. One more time. Inhale, lift. Relax the jaw, push the mat away, and as you exhale, lift that chin. Okay, back to neutral. We're just going to do some clockwise circles. Again, just start to prepare the joints for being able to hold your body weight, and then change to anti-clockwise. And then from here, you're just going to keep the knees where they are, keep the hips over the knees. You're going to reach the hands forward, but go onto the fingertips. So this is kind of a mini downward dog. And in this position here, you're just going to start to press the chest down towards the mat. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, shake out a little bit to check they are nice and loose. Press the chest. And then just nice and carefully walk the hands back. From here, you're just going to rotate the hands away from the body. And then bend the elbows and sink back onto the feet. So as you're bending the elbows down towards the floor, sinking the body weight back, you're getting a nice stretch in the forearms and the fingers, the hands. And then just come back to that position on all fours. So from here, you're just going to tuck your toes and we're going to go into our first downward dog. So you're just going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, straighten out the legs, straighten out the arms. And just take a nice breath here. So inhale and exhale. Shake out the head, make sure it's nice and loose. And now just start to pad the feet nice and carefully into the mat. One at a time. So again, just feel calves and ankles getting a nice stretch. And then from here, you're just going to roll over the shoulders into a high plank position. So just moving forward, lengthening through the spine again. Try to keep the head neutral so you're not straining in the neck. And just check everything is in the right position. So hands are underneath the shoulders. Make sure you've got nice straight legs. Contract the thighs or quads. And really think about pushing the heels back towards the wall behind you. Just check that you are, again, using those core muscles. You haven't sagged down here. So if you need to, sometimes a tiny lift, you start to feel it working in the abs a little bit more. And then from here, we're just going to go down towards the mat, but we're going to drop to our knees. Keep it easy for the first one. And as you drop towards the floor, towards your mat, you're going to just draw the elbows into the side. Think about trying to skim the rib cage, keeping the head neutral, and the chest is just going to go all the way down to the mat. And then just relax here. Now we're just going to take a baby cobra where you lift your chest. So the hands are still where we've left them, but think about, again, just peeling your chest off the floor. Try to think about just looking at the floor. So again, you're not straining the chin or the neck forward. And lift by using those 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 muscles in your mid upper back. Draw them together. This is really good for your posture. And then just relax down towards the mat. And we're going to just repeat that. So again, think about drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting, using the core and the back muscles a little bit higher if you can, and then just taking it back down. From here, you're just going to push back into a rest position or child's pose. So from here, push onto the knees and then just sink back onto the feet. Make your knees a little bit wider, bring the feet together, take the chest down towards the mat, reach forward with the hands and just take a few breaths here. So think about, again, just pressing the chest down, relaxing the head, neck and the jaw. And then nice and slowly, just going to come back to all fours, tuck the toes under, and we're going to go back to that downward dog position. This time in downward dog, again, just start to do some small bends. So starting off with the knees, we're going to dip the knees down towards the mat just a couple of times. Keeping the arms straight. But now we're going to bring the attention to the arms and we're just going to dip those one at a time, tiny micro bends. And then from here, back to our downward dog, take a few breaths. Shake out head and neck. And then you're just going to elevate the heels, so come up onto the toes. And from here, we're just going to transition into a plank position. So again, bring the chest forward into that high plank. Really make sure you can feel that in your core muscles. And then you're going to push back into that downward dog again. So push back, chest is going towards the thighs. And just press the heels down. And we're just going to repeat that. Lift the heels first onto the toes. Think about, at this point, really arching the spine as well, scooping the belly in and going over to that plank position and extending, lengthening through the spine. So you're almost trying to touch that wall with your head and the opposite wall with your heels. So really lengthen and then take it back. This time I want you to think about pushing the mat away, arching your spine, going back to your downward dog. on your toes at first and then press the heels down. One more time. Lift the heels, arch the back, really scoop the belly in and go back to that plank position, and then just hold it here. We're going to go back down. This time we're going to go into a half press or through chaturanga if you know your yoga positions. And you can drop to your knees if you want to, and you're going to scoop into a front body stretch. So first of all, you're just going to bend the elbows again, drawing them in towards the rib cage, holding everything tight. Quads are tight, glutes, everything is held in. And then from here, you're just going to push forward into a front body stretch, going onto the top of the feet, and think about rolling the shoulders down. Neck is nice and neutral, and just really open up the chest here. And then from this position, you're just going to roll over the toes into a downward dog again. Take a few breaths here. Shake out the head and neck. And again, we're going to move into that plank position, rolling over the shoulders. Hold that plank position. I want you to take some circles here. So think about going clockwise for a few rounds, and then anti-clockwise. And then from here, hold that plank position. This might feel a little bit challenging. You're just going to move the left hand forward and then the right hand forward. And then take the left hand back and the right hand back. You're going to repeat that one more time, but with the opposite hand leading. So right hand goes forward. Try and do minimal movement at the hips. Left hand goes forward. Right hand comes back. Left hand comes back, and we're going to take it down. Now you can go through the chaturanga, or I'm going to give you a slightly easier version, is you take it down onto your knees, bring the elbows in towards the chest, all the way down to the floor, and then you can just lift up into that baby cobra if you want to. And then from here, you're just going to push back into that rest position. So sinking down onto the feet, open up the hips, knees are wide. Again, just creep the hands away from you, press the chest down. Take a few breaths here. And then just carefully come up into all fours again, tuck the toes under, and you're going to press back again into that downward dog position. From here, you're just going to elevate the right leg up towards the ceiling, point the toe. Again, just check everything is working. So make sure the arms are straight. You're pushing the mat away from you. You've got space in between the shoulders. Push that heel of the standing leg just back into the mat. And then from here, you're just going to draw the knee underneath the chest, and you're going to plant it between the hands. Now at this point, really think about pushing the mat away, plant the foot, and just drop that back knee down into the mat. So from here, we just come into a low lunge, and you're just going to take the hands and clasp them behind your back. So get a nice stretch on the chest here. And just think about sinking the hips forward. Now, if you can, you're just going to tuck that back toe under, and you're just going to lift up and hover that back knee above the floor. Tiny movement, again, just working all the stabilizing muscles, getting into the glutes. And then really slowly, you're going to just come up a little bit higher into a higher lunge, and then just take it back down again, tap the floor, and then lift again. Take it up and back down, tap the floor. One more time, take it up and lift. Back down, and then just rest here. So bringing the hands either side of the foot, you're going to scoop that foot back. So we're in plank position again, and we're just going to move through that chaturanga that you had before. Either do the regress version on your knees, or again, you can drop down into press. From here, just scoop the chest forward into that front body stretch on the tops of the feet. And now you're going to roll over the feet, so start to plant the right foot, lift the hips up. Use the core to keep yourself nice and strong. Plant the feet, and again, in this position here, just pad out your downward dog. Shake your head and neck. On your inhale, you're going to lift up left leg up towards the ceiling. And then from here, again, just really start to make sure everything is working in this position. Press the heel into the mat. And then just bend the knee, scoop it underneath the chest, hold it for a second. And then you're just going to plant, whoop, between the hands, drop that back knee down towards the floor, clasp the hands together, open up the chest here, and just really sink into that lunge. Take a couple of breaths here. Relax the shoulders. Then you're just going to tuck that back toe under and lift into a really low lunge. So we're hovering that knee just above the floor, and we're just going to take it up very slowly, a little bit higher, and then back down again, down towards the mat. And then lift again, inhale. And then as you exhale, take it down. You can tap the knee on the mat if you want to, nice and carefully. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, take it down. Have a little rest here. Hands go either side of that front foot. Scoop the foot back into high plank. And again, just move through your chaturanga. So drop to press, hold it here. Go onto the tops of the feet as you scoop forward. Lift that chest. Open up in the shoulders. Make sure you're not bunching up around the neck area. And then from here, just move over it into that downward dog position. Take a few breaths here. Okay, this time you're going to elevate the right foot up towards the ceiling, and you're going to open up the hips, and you're just going to bend the top foot. So you should be able to see it under the opposite armpit if you have a quick look. Holding that here, you should feel a really nice stretch. Start to just, again, think about the foot that's standing on the mat. Press that heel into the floor, but also lift the opposite knee of this elevated foot up towards the ceiling. And then from here, the knee that's elevated, you're going to scoop it under the chest and just hold it for a second. So scoop it under and hold. In this position here, think about pressing the mat away. Think about taking your nose to your knee and arching your back up towards the ceiling. So really working the core muscles. And then just take it back so you're in plank position. And again, move through your chaturanga. So you can go down into the press, scoop the chest forward, onto the tops of the feet, and meet back in downward dog. Pat the feet, and we're going to do the opposite side. So from here, you're just going to elevate left leg this time, bend the knee, open up the hip. So you're going to stack one hip on top of the other. Again, keep the arms nice and straight. Make sure you can see a foot in your opposite armpit. Think about lifting that knee up towards the ceiling, pressing the opposite heel at the standing leg into the mat. And then you're just going to scoop that leg that's elevated underneath the chest, towards the nose, drop, chin. Try and reach knee and nose together, but then also think about elevating up so you're arching the back. Take it back to plank position. If you want to do a regress version here, it's up to you. You can drop to your knees. Take it nice and slow all the way down to the mat, and then just do a baby cobra. And from here, just push back into that rest position. Take a few breaths here. And then from here, we're just going to work our way into a squat position. I'm going to shuffle forward a little bit. So from this rest position here, all you're going to do is just tuck your toes under, walk your hands towards your knees, and just push into a squat position. Now, you may need to be on your toes, so you may not be able to be sat in a squat position, but think about taking the feet a little bit wider. And then from here, I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. So take the feet a little bit wider, and from here, just start to elevate the body, bring the chest up. And you might want to bring the hands together here, and we're just going to start to use the hands together to push the knees out a little bit. So just really open up the hips in this position. And then from here, you're just going to take hands to floor, and just going to slowly, we're going to roll up into a standing position. So with the hands on the floor, you're going to start to extend the legs first, and then just keep the head heavy, keep the chest heavy. So first of all, you're just standing with the hands on the floor, and slowly just curl up from the lower spine, keeping everything relaxed. Jaw is relaxed, chin on the chest, come up into that standing position. Okay, and then from here, just step to the front of your mat. We're just going to do some single leg work. All you're going to do is start to elevate the right leg up towards the ceiling. So start with that standing position, lengthen the spine, and then just lift. You're using your core muscles to lift the leg up. Now it might be, just checking I'm still in shot, it might be that you only just get your leg halfway, or you might be able to lift it nice and high. So we're aiming for a roughly kind of parallel, but again, most people will start kind of in this position. So lift that leg up towards the ceiling and hold it. Use these muscles here to really lift, arms by the side, relax, and then just take it back down towards the mat. And same thing on the other side. So you're just going to, from a standing position, lift the left leg up as high as you can. Again, use the abs, lift a little bit more, and then just take it back down. Okay, this time from this same position, so I'm hoping you can still see me, you're just going to lift the leg up in front of you, and then you're going to take it behind you and reach forward with the hands into a T shape. So if you can, do that in one movement. So from this position here, let's start on the right side. You're just going to lift the leg up straight, nice tall body, lengthen the spine, and then you're just going to start to take that leg behind you without touching the floor and just reach the hands forward all the way down so that the chest is parallel to the floor, arms are reaching forward, lift that leg up. That standing leg should have a slightly soft knee so you're not locked out. Hold it here just for a few more breaths. Try and focus on a point on the floor to keep your balance. And then just come all the way back up. Take your time. The slower the movement, the more useful it generally is. And back to that standing position. And then we're just going to repeat that on the other side. So same thing again. Just going to elevate left leg up a little bit higher. And then start to take the hands forward, take the leg back, extend, hold it here, focus, keep a soft knee, and then just come back to that standing position. Okay, from here you're just going to do chin to chest. We're just going to roll down nice and slowly. So roll the shoulders forward, keep the head heavy, keep everything relaxed. Come all the way down to the mat. From here, just shuffle the feet out so they're a little bit about hip width apart. And you're just going to take hold, just going to place each hand underneath your toes here. And then just press the back of the hand into the mat. Keep a soft knee here and start to think about just pulling your elbows out to the side. So again, I'm going to change position so hopefully you can see me. So from here, relaxed head, just pull elbows out to the side. Just enjoy that stretch in the hamstrings. Bring the attention back to the breath. So as you inhale, exhale, just push the elbows out. Start to pull the chest down. Inhale and exhale, just increase that stretch. And then just release the hands from here. And you're just going to walk your hands to the outside of the right foot. So with the outside of the right foot, you can then start to feel a nice stretch down, again, side of the legs, but also in the hamstrings. And start to creep the fingers away a little bit, taking the chest down. Bring the attention back to the breath as you inhale, exhale. Again, just bring that chest a little bit further. Walk the hands to the other side and just repeat that stretch. So on the fingertips, again, just creep them away from the body, pull the chest down. Inhale, as you exhale, reach. And then just come back to center. And then from here, you're just going to shuffle the feet out into a wide leg stance here. And just place the right hand on the floor and take the opposite hand up towards the ceiling and reach. And I want you to bring your attention to your hips. Often they want to twist at this point, but I want you to actually reset them back towards the mat. So think about having two headlights on your hip bones and they should be shining down towards the floor. So twist them back, make sure they're parallel. And then from here, change sides. So opposite hand goes down towards the mat. Reach the other one up towards the ceiling. Reset your hips so you can feel that the upper body is twisting, not the hips. And then just slowly come back down. From here, you're just going to move to the right side and left side here. So think about squatting down into the right leg and then into the left leg. Take your time. Again, you can use your hands for support. If you need to, bring your legs in a little bit so it's a little bit easier. And then finally here, you're just going to take a wide leg downward dog. So again, find a position that is comfortable for you. You're just going to walk the hands forward, press the chest, And again, think about pressing into the outer edge of the feet. Press them into the floor. Take a few breaths here. And then just walk the hands back nice and slowly. And then from here, you're just going to bring the feet together. We're just going to take a ragdoll. So you're just going to, from this position here, just release the hands, grab hold of the elbows, relax the head and neck, soft knees. And again, just rock the elbows side to side. So think about loosening up lower back. Hands to floor. You're now just going to sink down all the way into that squat position again, and then just nice and carefully come onto your bum. Just for your last couple of stretches, we're just going to work into the hamstrings. So from here, you're just going to extend the legs out in front of you and just think about grabbing hold. You might need a strap for this. You can just loop a strap over the feet, soles of the feet, or you can actually just grab hold of back of the calves or the ankles and just start to think about, again, lengthen the spine first. So don't round forward initially, we're just going to start by working into the backs of the knees and hamstrings. So lengthen up, think about, again, your chest is up, your spine is nice and long, and you're just going to start to bend your elbows a little bit here. So in doing so, you're kind of working into more of the legs. As soon as we round down, we start to change where we're stretching. So deep breath in. As you exhale, bend those elbows. Inhale, exhale, bend the elbows. And then from here, you're just going to take hands to the floor, either side of the feet, and you're just going to have your small finger is going to be in contact with the mat. Just start to slide it forwards along the mat so you really know that you're working now into those hamstrings. You can get a bit of a rounding on the spine at this point in time and just start reaching forward. Just a couple more. And then from here, you're just going to bring the right leg in towards the body. Place it on the thigh of the left leg. And this time you're just going to reach, again, this time we are going to round forward. You're going to reach just towards that leg that's extended. So again, you can use a strap if you want to and just hook it over the sole of the foot and then just use your elbows to pull forward. If you can actually reach your foot, then you can just grab hold and again, bend the elbows down towards the floor. Head is neutral and focus on the breath. So inhale. Exhale, take those elbows down. Inhale, exhale. And then just walk the hands back nice and carefully. And from here, we're just going to do a twist. I'm going to change so you can see what I'm doing. So staying with this position, we have the right foot coming in. You're just going to take the leg that's extended, the arm on the same side. You're just going to actually put it inside the leg and then just twist up towards the ceiling. So again, you're using this arm to push against the thigh to be able to rotate that chest, open up from the rib cage. And now that arm that's elevated up towards the ceiling, you might want to actually take it over towards the leg that's extended. So just getting a nice side stretch. You may be able to touch it, you may not, you may just want to reach instead. But then I want you to focus back on twisting the chest. Again, away from the leg that's extended, so you really can feel yourself opening up. And change. So this time, extend the opposite leg and just do that reach forward. So inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And then just take, remember the arm of the leg that's extended, you're going to take it inside, place the elbow on the floor, almost like you're kind of doing a plank, press against the thigh and reach up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to take it over so the hand is now reaching towards the foot. That might be it for you. You may only just reach in this position, or you might be able to grab hold of the foot, but then focus back on twisting by using this elbow against the knee. Twist the body again to get a nice stretch down the side. If you've released here, you might feel that you're actually able to open up a little bit more. And then just come out of that nice and slowly. From here, just place the feet on the floor. You're just going to take it down towards the floor nice and slowly. We're going to curl the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. So take your time, hands extended, and just curve down nice and slow. One by one. All the way down. And then from here, you're just going to bring the knees to the chest, hug in. Rock side to side, so you'll have a nice gentle massage on the back. And then from here, hands to floor, you're just going to allow the knees to fall out side to side. And we're just going to go for one final position here. You're just going to go for a hip bridge. So placing the feet on the floor, arms by the side, you're just going to gently lift up the hips. Keeping, again, shoulders and upper back are on the floor, lift the hips up towards the ceiling, and think about here, just pressing the heels into the floor, squeezing the glutes a little bit, and just hold this position. So shoulders, hips, knees are in a nice straight line. And then just take your time, curl all the way back down. So think about, again, one by one, each vertebrae comes in contact with the mat. Press the lower back into the mat. And then one more time, lift. And then just slowly take it back down. And then just bring the knees to the chest. This time you're going to pull your knees up towards your chest. Again, just loosen up that lower back. So again, think about lifting slightly from the hips. And then we're going to build that into a rock. So you're going to start to rock backwards and forwards a little bit. So from here, rock back, come up, try and find that position of balance if you can. So as you rock back, come up into that seated position, you could let go of your knees, hold it, use your core muscles. One more time, rock up, and just come back to that cross-legged position that we started in. And just to finish, we're going to do a little bit more breathing. So in that start position that we had before, lengthen the spine, hands are just relaxed on the knees. Okay, and make sure there's no areas of tension. You're just going to inhale through the nose. So again, try to lengthen the breath, but this time we're going to exhale through the mouth. So inhale, and you're going to exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Two more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. That's it, guys. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.